This is the story of Pooh and his friends, and a day full of surprises. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear a chime like this. Let's begin now. Pooh woke up one morning after dreaming of honey all night long. The dream must have made Pooh's tummy very hungry because it was demanding attention by making loud noises such as gurgle and pop. Pooh knew that the fastest way to quiet his tummy was to find it some delicious honey. His cupboard was empty, so he went off into the 100-acre wood. Pooh's search took him right past his friend Eeyore's house. Unfortunately, Eeyore did not have a pot of honey for Pooh to share. Pooh noticed something was missing.
Eeyore, what has happened to your tail?
Eeyore didn't know, so the two friends set out to find it. Pooh and the rest of his friends in the 100-acre wood decided to hold a contest. Whoever found Eeyore a new tail would receive a pot of honey. Pooh almost won, until Eeyore sat on the poo-poo cloth Pooh had given him.
Oh, dear. So sorry, Pooh.
No. We can give blood a try.
Unfortunately, that left Eeyore up in the air. The other tails the friends gave him didn't work any better.
It's okay. I'll learn to live without it.
Then Kanga gave Eeyore a scarf. They didn't know it would soon unravel. By the time it did, Pooh was at Christopher Robin's house, hoping for honey. Instead of Christopher Robin or honey, Pooh found a note, and a puzzling one at that. He decided to ask Owl to help him make sense of it.
It says, "Gone out, busy backson," signed Christopher Robin. Our dear friend Christopher Robin has been captured by a backson.
Owl explained that the backson was a horrible creature that scribbled in library books, spoiled milk, stopped clocks, and put holes in socks. Luckily, Rabbit had a plan. The friends would leave a trail of items to lure the backson into a pit. Then he would be trapped, and they could rescue Christopher Robin. Pooh and Piglet went off to dig the pit, while the others set about collecting things the backson would like. When the pit was finished, Piglet covered it with a cloth.
I almost forgot the most important part.
Pooh was delighted when Piglet fetched a honey pot, but disappointed that it was nearly empty.
This isn't lunch. I just thought it would complete the disguise.
Meanwhile, Tigger was off tracking the backson all by himself. He did not think Rabbit's plan to trick the backson would work.
Only a Tigger can catch a backson.
Suddenly, Tigger heard something in the woods and pounced. It was Eeyore, who had accidentally been left behind by his other friends. Tigger had an idea. He Tiggerized Eeyore.
You and me are gonna catch that backson. Here we go!
First, Tigger tried to teach Eeyore how to bounce. Eeyore was terrible at it. Not that Tigger noticed. Then, Tigger pretended to be a backson and taught Eeyore how to make a sneak attack. Eeyore was good at sneaking, which he soon did. Away from Tigger, that is. By this time, Pooh and Piglet had joined the others and were helping to leave a trail of items throughout the 100-acre wood. Pooh looked up and saw a beehive full of honey. He asked Piglet to help him get it.
Once I get you up in the tree, just hand me the beehive.
Soon, Pooh had to get both Piglet and the beehive down. Pooh saved his friend, but lost the honey. His tummy rumbled more loudly than ever. Suddenly, everything around Pooh melted into a wave of honey. It carried him to a tropical honey paradise. Pooh happily dived into honey and gobbled up honey and floated in honey. When Pooh came out of his daydream, he was startled to find himself sitting in a puddle eating mud. Luckily, he spotted a picnic nearby.
Honey! What a lovely picnic!
He ran toward the waiting honey pot and fell right into the trap he and Piglet had set for the backson. A short while later, Pooh's friends arrived. They had been looking everywhere for him. Thud came a noise from the pit.
The plan worked! We caught the backson!
Everyone peered down into the hole.
Give Christopher Robin back!
Thud! Pooh banged into the side of the pit again. The honey pot had fallen on his head, and he couldn't see a thing.
Oh, Bob.
Pooh, you went back for the honey, didn't you? But I told you it was empty.
The friends looked down and wondered how they were going to get Pooh out of the pit. Just then, Eeyore came out of the woods wearing an anchor for a tail. That gave Rabbit an idea. He told everyone to throw Eeyore's tail into the pit so Pooh could climb it. The heavy anchor pulled everyone but Piglet down into the hole. Now it was up to Piglet to get everyone out of the pit. He found a rope and cut it into 6 equal, but much too short pieces. Since Piglet did not know how to knot them back together, it was decided that he should go to Christopher Robin's house and find a jump rope to use. Piglet fearfully headed into the woods all by himself. Soon, he saw what he thought was a red-eyed monster. To his relief, it turned out to be Balloon stuck up in a tree. Piglet tugged at Balloon to free him. Suddenly, a huge shadow fell over them. It wasn't the backson, just Tigger, dressed in his backson disguise. But now Tigger also thought the backson was on the loose.
Piglet!
He knows my name!
Tigger reached for Piglet as Balloon lifted them both into the sky. Terrified, Piglet fought off Tigger. Piglet was sure that if he could reach the pit where his friends were waiting, he would be safe. Then Tigger crashed into him, and they both tumbled into the pit. Piglet was relieved to see that the backson was only Tigger.
Sorry about that, little guy. I didn't mean to scare you.
Just then, Balloon started to float up and out of the pit.
Wait, don't leave! You're the only one who can get us out of here!
Since they were all stuck there for a while, Owl decided to tell a very, very, very long story about his Uncle Ridley. Pooh was pretending to listen when he spotted a honey pot and figured out a way to reach it. He climbed the ladder of letters that had fallen into the pit. Unfortunately for Pooh, the honey pot was empty. Now everyone was able to climb out of the pit. To their relief, Christopher Robin soon appeared, led by Balloon.
How did you escape from the backson?
Christopher Robin didn't even know what a backson was. The friends told him about the monster and handed him the note he had written. Christopher Robin explained that his friends had made a mistake. He had written that he would be back soon, not backson. Before they all went home, someone received a prize for bringing Christopher Robin back safely to his friends.
So it is with great honor that I bestow this pot of honey upon our dear friend, Balloon.
Pooh watched with disappointment as the honey pot floated away. Pooh's tummy grumbled more loudly than ever, urging him not to give up his search for honey. Pooh didn't. He looked in trees and under rocks and even in the mouths of frogs. Finally, he stopped at Owl's house. There was something about his friend's new bell rope that looked awfully familiar. As Owl poured Pooh some honey, he talked excitedly about his new bell rope.
I found that very handsome bell rope just hanging over a thistle bush. Nobody seemed to want it, so I brought it home.
Now Pooh knew what was familiar about the rope.
But somebody did want it, Owl. My dear friend Eeyore.
Owl suddenly realized his new bell rope was Eeyore's tail.
Yes, well, yes, and I was just keeping it safe for him.
He gave the tail to Pooh, who left without eating so much as a smackerel of honey. He had to return Eeyore's tail right away. Soon Eeyore's tail was back where it belonged.
Seems about the right length. Pink bow's a nice touch. Swishes real good too.
Everyone agreed that Eeyore's old tail was the most perfect tail of all. And thanks to Pooh, he had it back again. Pooh's friends declared him the winner of the contest and presented him with an enormous pot of honey.
Thank you all ever so much.
Then Pooh disappeared inside the pot to eat his fill. And for the first time that day, his tummy didn't have a thing to say.